a lot of Christians will say, oh, I'm sorry. That's not all Christians. And I'm like, bitch, I have been all Christians. I've been every version of you. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hallelujah, I am saved, I am so glad I am. Glory, 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 glory to God.
Hello, heathens. Welcome to Girls Gone Godless, the podcast where we believe there is no amount of mustard seeds that could move a mountain. I'm Aaliyah.
I'm Christina.
And I'm Noe.
On today's episode, we have the pleasure of chatting with born-again Atheist, one of the funniest content creators on TikTok. Her videos and lives are full of costumes, religious reenactments, and of course, pissy little titty babies that hide behind their Bible, all while spewing horrible insults. If you don't follow her, you are definitely missing out on the madness. We cannot wait to pick her brain and learn her ways because we too want to get paid to argue with dumb men as soon as humanly possible. We are so excited to have her here today.
By the way, I love the Bible verse. Cunt 666. That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's beautiful. It's very inspiring.
It's words that we live by is cuntification of all things that we do. Like when Christina starts to get spicy, I call her Cuntstina.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's
It's
me.
a little too sweet. So we're trying to train her to be more cunt-like. She's a
Period.
cunt in progress.
Well, she's not tainted. We have to taint you a little bit.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're getting her good.
Well, I bought a Bible, so I'll be tainted in no time.
Oh, no. I love that. I'm obsessed.
I know you mentioned you don't use your regular name. Should we just call you Born Again?
Yeah, so you can call me Born Again. My community, we call them the coven. They call me Boma. It's an inside joke, but a lot of people call me Born Again.
Someone actually did ask us today. They said, can you please ask her what Boma means?
Oh. So I do debates. I debate, call them MOGS, men of God. And MOGS are really dumb. Like, they're really dumb. So he asked what my name was.
Mhm.
And so I just pointed, up here and I was like, oh, just read it. Right. And then he goes, he starts trying to pronounce Born Again Atheist and he goes, Boma? Like, he genuinely didn't know how to read. So he said Boma. And then everybody just took off with it.
Typical.
It was just somebody being illiterate.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's the standard, it seems like, because they don't know how to read the Bible, so they definitely don't know how to read a name.
Exactly.
I was like, what the hell? So I never told anybody to stick with that name. They just nonstop have been saying that name. And it's just so funny. It's just some guy who couldn't read.
I don't know if you guys watch Naked and Afraid, but it makes me think of a Boma shelter, where they build a...
Oh,
Am I the only one who watches
that's
Yeah,
that shit?
hilarious.
Maybe.
Okay. I actually don't watch that. I was kidding.
No,
It
you're
was a
cool.
test. It was just a test.
Are they really naked? Do they show things?
Yes. It's blurred out, isn't
That's
it?
crazy that they're actually naked.
It's
Like the whole time.
Oh.
Yeah, it's intense.
Can you see their foreskins?
Do we need to keep David away from them? See, I am
Oh, there
learning.
you go.
Right?
She's picking up the book
Yeah.
Lesca.
We've learned a lot about foreskins and not much else.
Yeah, we do talk a lot about foreskins. Yeah.
I'm obsessed. I also talk a lot about foreskins and God's weird obsession, his creepy obsession.
Right. Does he love them or does he hate them? Why did he
It's
make
like
them?
he pretends he hates them so he can collect them for his own sick pleasures. He's a freak, dude.
Right.
God's freaky.
He's just sitting up there with his Cheeto fingers and his thing full of foreskins, laughing at us
He's
and
a
watching us
Kajarba.
kill
He's
each other.
obsessed. He's a freak.
Right?
Yuck.
It's his snack.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
We were coming up with ideas of pork rind foreskin merch, but
Oh, no.
it didn't really take off.
Yeah, it hasn't taken off yet, but I still have hope. I think there's a market for
There
it.
is a market,
Give
dude.
it time.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. The Christians will start using it for communion. They're so weird.
Oh,
Right.
I love
Right.
it.
The foreskin of Christ.
I'm obsessed. I feel safe here. I really do. With all the cunt merch, I feel
Good.
safe.
Yeah, good.
You know, I said cunt on my live the other day, and some dude was like, no, that's inappropriate. And I was like, fuck off. I don't have time for titty babies.
Sorry, grow up.
Okay, Boma, tell us about your religious upbringing. Were you born into it?
I was. My parents raised me in a cult. My mom was pregnant while in the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church. I was raised there, and they have a school with the church. So it's basically, I'm there 7 days a week, 14 hours a day. I'm at Christian school, only learning about like Christian studies. Like I only learned about history from
Oh, wow.
Christians. I didn't learn about historians or artifacts about anything. It had to be a Christian person in order for them to teach me it. So I did that for like 18 years. And then I fell in love with an idiot. And then I went to the Apostolic Pentecostal Church. That's the one when they like roll around, like stop, drop, and roll, scream, holler, and hoot, and act like they're possessed. I did that for a couple years, but I started getting split ends, and you're not allowed to cut your hair.
Oh, okay. It was one
For
of
my
those.
girlies who get it, she does not have the face shape to grow out her bangs. So I needed my bangs back. So I said, I think it's time to dip out. I need my bangs back. And then I left that.
Did we leave the idiot in the church, or did we take...
yeah, we cut that off. It's funny because
sometimes that's just what you gotta
they're
do.
super culty. So like, because I had bangs and I came in with like shorter hair, they all thought I was a heathen because we're talking about people who've never cut their hair in their life. It's to their ankles, and they wear dresses to the floor, and they wear shirts like this and up here, even if it's like 115 degrees, long sleeve, long jean skirt. They don't even wear wedding rings because they don't do jewelry, cut hair, makeup. They wear dresses.
Oh.
The Independent Fundamental Baptist Church is
Wow.
crazy like that too. They also wear dresses, and you can't listen to secular music, and you can't watch TV, and it's very cult-like. So basically, I went to like a couple
Wow.
crazy cults in my early childhood and my young adulthood. Basically because I was like, oh, this is condemnation. I want freedom in Jesus. That ridiculous rhetoric. I jumped to a Baptist church where they wore pants, and I was like, oh my God, I can wear pants. This is monumental, right? I can listen to music. I can play the drums. Like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, Jesus is here. I was one of those annoying Christians. Did that for a couple years. And because my early childhood was so crazy with the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church and the Apostolic Pentecostal Church, and those experiences were just absolutely nightmarish. I was like, oh, the Baptist church is nice, so I'm going to use that to fuel my ministry. So then I went from being in a Christian school and having church, because by the way, in my Christian school, we had church services every night. So we were there every day, 14 hours a day.
So you did school all day
Torture.
long, and then you had church service at
most
night.
days I didn't go home. They just
Wow.
made me stay there and then like clean, because it was like free labor with the kids. It's crazy.
Free child labor.
Free child labor. We worked for free. So we just did that the whole day. And sometimes I would get at my school at 8:15, and I would leave the church at like 11 p.m. So it was like every day, all day.
Wow.
Yeah. And they made you, if you wanted to like have a sleepover, the principal/pastor would have to sign that it would be okay to have a sleepover. I had to sign a contract that says I wouldn't go to the movies, or I wouldn't have social media. They would actually take my phone sometimes and flip through to make sure I don't have any social media apps, or I don't have any music on my phone. So that was normal protocol too. And they would check my text
Wow.
messages. They were very heavily involved. Basically, they raised us, and my parents would just kind of like pick us up and drop us off. So that was kind of crazy.
Were your parents aware of like how intense this was, or did they not know?
You know what's
Like,
funny is, as a kid, I just kept thinking to myself, because I knew it was weird as a kid. I just kept thinking to myself, oh, my parents, they either know what's best, or maybe they just don't understand. But now that I'm a grown ass adult, I'm like, how did you just like not know that was crazy, or that they were crazy? Because one thing about the IFB, the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church, is they're very abusive to children, because there's a lot of verses that say, Mark 7:10, unalive your bad kids. The kids are at the bottom of the hierarchy. More kids are unalived in the Bible than adults. And so because of that, the church would definitely abuse kids all the time. Push us against walls, smack us with things, lock us in rooms. This is crazy. You know how, like, think of like a pet shop where you have like cats stacked, or where you can see them in the windows. They had that for bad kids. They had little jail cells where they would put us in little like cages where that was completely boxed up when we were bad. So they were crazy. And so I would kind of tell my parents, and my parents would say, oh, they know best. They would spank the kids and stuff. So I knew it was weird, but I didn't have access to the outside world to know how problematic it was.
Is it James Dobson?
there was another guy that wrote a book about like you keep the kid like a baby like on a
Yeah, it's
blanket,
called
and if
blanket
they
training.
like move off the
Yeah.
blanket. Yeah. Okay. So the guy that wrote that, Debbie and Michael Pearl, I feel like they were heavily involved in a lot of the curriculum for independent fundamental Baptist type
Oh,
people.
okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to IBLP, the Duggar family. It's kind of similar. It's like a branch of the 19 Kids and Counting Freaky family, all of their shit. So
Right.
it's like a branch off of that, but like my environment was we spend 24/7 at the church, and IBLP is you're homeschooled and you use the IBLP curriculum. It's like the homeschool kids were IBLP, and then I was like the cult kids that were like living at the church. They even had a bunch of sleepovers and stuff there all the time. So they kept us there all the time.
It's like
Wow.
same shit, different font.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, I've never heard of this. It's making me feel like my Mormon upbringing was really normal, and it wasn't.
Your
So
Mormon
that's
upbringing
wow.
so far from normal.
I know, but we didn't have all
Yeah,
that.
I guess it depends on like the level
Wow.
of involvement. In my church, it was structured around keeping us there all the time. So there could not be a way where you were not involved. So if you show up, you have everybody in your face saying, "Where were you yesterday?" and "When's the next time you're going to do this?" and "Come with me and we're going to do this ministry together." So they definitely cling on with white knuckle intensity the second you walk in the door, because they're a cult. That's like how they function. So they're always kind of in your
Right.
business, and it's structured to be that way. So you can't be a lukewarm Christian in that environment. They make you get involved, everybody. So it's pretty intense. And then they pressure you to go to school. And if you can't afford the Christian school, then you have all these people in the church that are willing to pay for your tuition. So they structure it in a way that it kind of forces you to say
Wow.
yes. And they have a bus ministry. So they pick up kids, and parents are like, "Wait, free childcare?" Hell yeah. So they would just hand over their kids, and then the bus would take them for hours every Sunday and sometimes on Saturday. And I mean, it makes sense. I say they make it fun, but it's like not really. I mean, they throw candy and they scream our bus songs, but like they're like abusing us. You know what I mean? So
Right. Right.
it's just very intense.
Was there missionary work, or did you go out and like knock
Yeah,
doors
so
and stuff, or?
being in the part of the ministry every single night, we had Sunday night church, Monday night church, Tuesday night, Wednesday was church, Thursday was soul winning. That's the one where you go and knock on doors.
Like, I haven't heard that term in
Right.
so long.
You're
Soul
just
winning.
like fight or flight. um,
Yeah, I'm like, oh
I-
God, I'm
I'm the
activated.
ass.
You just been like triggered like a sleeper agent.
People are like, "Oh, they knock on our doors." Boma was knocking on your door. How did I not get fucking kidnapped? And because they had such like 6-inch rules from boys, you can't sit in the same row as them. They would separate us by gender, so the girls were on this side, boys were on this side. If we talked for more than a second, an adult would come and lecture the girl and split us apart. So when we're door knocking, we're talking about 2 14-year-old girls knocking on a door at 9 p.m. at night and no adults around. So
Oh
the
my
fact that nothing
God.
happened,
Ugh.
I'm very grateful, but how did nothing happen? I have no idea. But yeah, it was just like a full-time thing. They had all of these like outreach trips we would go on where we would watch these live action plays of like people going to hell, where they try to scare you into accepting Christ as your savior. In my childhood, me and my friends probably accepted Christ like 350 times because they would scare us so much.
Like, how many times do I have to do this?
Right.
They even had like when they had the conference, there's a plane crash and the devil is scooping up people and throwing them into hell, and you're hearing these people scream. I remember seeing that by the door there was a stand and numbers were flipping really fast. I believed it at the time. The sign said souls who are dying in real time and going to hell as we speak.
Oh
my
my God.
And the
God.
numbers would move really fast, and then they would slow down a little bit and move fast. So it like looked realistic. I was like, how would they know who's going to hell right now?
The power of the Lord.
That is so funny.
Honestly, I should get that sign. That would kind of eat.
Get a counter. Get one of those signs for all of your lives for every time you've got like a MOG or something that gets destroyed.
Ding.
The counter.
You're
just
all
like,
titty
The
babies.
titty
that-
babies, yes. TikTok doesn't recognize that as a bad word,
Oh,
so I
that's
like to use that one a lot.
Oh,
Good to
sweet.
know.
Good to know.
Yeah. Anyway, all I have to say, I left that to go chase this toxic boyfriend. And then, because the IFB lets you cut your hair, but you can't like do anything of the world. Can't go to the stores, can't listen to music, can't any of that.
You can't go to the stores. So how do you get
You
things?
can go to like the grocery store, but if you're in the mall and they watch you walk into like a Spencer's or a Hot Topic, you get in massive trouble.
Okay.
So like I would get detention for somebody watching me go to a store on a Sunday.
What, they had like spies?
Yes. One time I was at IHOP and it
Oh,
was like
shit.
at 2 a.m. because, you know, IHOP is like open all the time. And then somebody saw us and like all of us got in school suspension. And it was like a Saturday night. That's just,
Oh my gosh. That's wild.
yeah. So that was kind of the reality. But they let me cut my hair and I could wear jewelry. I don't know. It was weird. I go to the Apostolic Pentecostal Church. They're like, you can listen to secular music and you can watch movies, but you can't cut your hair or wear makeup. Cults are so fucking annoying. I'm just like, guys, you guys are just all, I don't know. You're just all picking different ways to be annoying. That's all it is. And it's all fucking bullshit.
It's wild because they're all based off the same book.
How annoying.
So how is it all so different?
Everybody wants to have their own, they just want to feel unique.
I
don't know. It's annoying.
Yeah.
It's based on what the men think is icky.
Yes.
They're like, we don't like this.
What's my way of controlling women? Especially with the Mormon church. They have their own ways of being annoying with how they're picky. So they do that same thing. It's just like everybody wants their own like special thing. And I'm like, no, you guys all believe in a sky daddy and he's embarrassing and ridiculous.
And he's mean too. Like he's a mean guy. He's a scary
He's
guy.
insecure.
Terrible father.
Yeah. So what was the exit plan? Like what was we'll
speed run this. I left the cult where I can't cut my hair. Went to the Baptist
can
church.
take as much time as you want.
It's okay. I mean, more of the like high controlled religion was in early childhood. And then because the Baptist church let me go to the movies and listen to music and play drums and cut my hair and do all this stuff, I was like, this is freedom, right? So I got like addicted to religion at that point, fell in love with Jesus and spent every waking moment of my life dedicated to ministry. So I would teach at a bunch of Christian schools in my area. I would do choir and things like that. And then every night I would start my own ministry. So I became that annoying person because I was like, I love Jesus and I want people to feel that love. I was so just naive, I guess. Eventually that led to me going to a mega church where it was a non-denominational mega church. And I was like, this is great. Unfortunately, most of my church abuse came from that one. How ironic that I say most. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it's more recent, but I bet the whole thing was just annoying and terrible. But a lot of shit happened to me there, and I think it's just because when you're in religion, girls especially are not taught boundaries. They're not taught what's appropriate, what's inappropriate kind of behavior, and so in church culture, they do a lot of love bombing and they do a lot of overfamiliarity, which leads to a lot of boundaries being breached and a lot of inappropriate behaviors kind of going under the radar. I love you, call me and let's share like the last time I touched myself. You know, that kind of stuff definitely slips into like, grooming behavior. You know what I mean? So a lot of shit happened there. And towards the end of that ministry, or towards the end of my journey there, I was on the worship team. I was serving under my worship leader for 6 years straight, like 4 times a week for free. It was crazy. I love doing free labor for the church. Yes.
Yay!
Yeah. And towards the end, him and his wife started having issues, whatever, nobody cares. Of course, he got cheated on. He's a very cheatable man. So she cheats on him a bunch. She fucks a bunch of other dudes. He wanted to cheat too, to kind of get back at her. So he was like, be my girlfriend. And I said, ew, with you looking like that? Absolutely not. It's not going to happen.
Like I would cheat on you even just thinking about being your girlfriend.
Up.
Like I want to cheat on you already.
I know.
Yeah.
I cheated on you in my mind thinking about that happening.
Yeah. I need a pre-cheat. If we weren't together, but I already cheated.
I want to pre-cheat and I'm crossing my legs because of how nauseous you're making me. You're making me want to cross my legs.
Right.
So I told him no. He threw a baby titty fit and then he kicked me off the team. And I went to his boss because I'm at a mega church. His boss was like, oh, if you show me proof that he tried to bang you, I'll fire him. And I showed him a lot of proof of him trying to bang me. And he was like, oh, you need to leave. We're like, I'm done with you. So the head guy kicked me out.
And they were like, oh, let's let him run for president.
I know. I'm like, wait, have you considered running for office? You'd be a great candidate.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's JD Vance.
Have you considered politics? Which all Christians do. They're so annoying. They're so entitled. So they kicked me out, which to me, church was so addicting that I needed somebody to actually physically, it's like a toxic relationship. You had to break up with me. I would have never broken up with you. So them kicking me out forced me out. And I remember I'm with my now fiance, but we had started dating. That's kind of what kicked off his jealousy, my worship leader's jealousy, because I started dating my guy. I told him I'm starting school here in September. I said, I don't know if I want to go to another church because like the types of issues I've run into church my whole life is not understanding how to have good boundaries. So if somebody's trying to get in my space, I'm always like, do I treat them kind? If I treat them kind, they get really obsessed and then it gets really inappropriate and dangerous. So I was like, what do? Do I go to a pro LGBTQI plus church? And he was like, you could. And then I had to think about it for a minute. And I was like, I think for the first time in 27 years, I'm going to not do church. And I'll be honest, I'm so addicted that I never took more than a month off of going to church. So it was my entire identity from 0 to 27. So then I was like, okay, I'll focus on school and I'll drop church for now. And if I go back, I go back. What ended up happening was once you get excommunicated, as you guys know, my little ex-Mormon friends, after you get excommunicated, it's like you're dead to them. You don't exist anymore. They block you. They shun the shit out of you. And I'm so grateful for that because them cutting me off all at once, it was like my drug addiction. It just kind of like got cut off. And so I didn't have the influence of the indoctrination 24/7, 365, people saying, oh, God spoke to me and told me, da, da, da. All of that indoctrination just kind of cut. And now my whole reality was my atheist boyfriend, who's my now fiance, and my education on my university, learning psychology, where it's a very secular environment. I basically learned how to learn in college. It taught me how to use my brain in a way that I had never done before. I started learning science for the first time. My fiance is very like science forward. So he was teaching me about the origins of the universe, like things that I'd never heard before. And it was just such an enlightening experience. My faith started to break at that point.
And you said you were 27?
27 when I got kicked out. And then I would say it probably took like a year of me doing all this learning and being in school for me to be like, oh shit. There was like a moment
Right.
I like remember telling myself out loud, oh shit, God's not real. That was very crazy. But of course, all these things lead up to it, right? So anyway, that's the church journey.
Wow.
That must have been a huge culture shock. I can't even imagine you were so secluded and even in what they taught you in school. What was that like going to college after being in that kind of culty environment?
Well, I did online because my little like Christian like small school brain, I would be too intimidated to go to like a big campus. But college was amazing. It was like so enlightening. And what I was very proud of was none of my siblings, because I have 4 siblings, none of them have a college degree. And my dad, when I told him I was going to college, he shunned me. He got really upset that I was going to college. My mom was like very confused. My little sister is very supportive. I love her. She's my little atheist liberal. I am obsessed with her.
Oh,
The rest of my family like didn't support me going to college because in our culty environment, women don't get degrees. Women don't have careers. We get wife degrees, is what they call them. And then we become wife and mothers. If you're a wife and mother, no tea, no shade. But when you go against their standards, they don't know how to react. So my little sister is very supportive, always has been. But the rest of my family just kind of, sucked with that.
So still to this day, they're all in?
They're not in like the IFB, but they're still culty. Like,
doesn't your sister have a podcast that's like very MAGA or something? I feel like I remember hearing you mention that on a live.
Yeah. Yes. My older
I haven't heard
sister,
this.
she's a hardcore maggot, and she has an opposite podcast of you guys. I always try to keep things anonymous, but she's talked shit about me on it. So I try to make it my life's mission to do the same.
Tell us the worst thing about your sister.
The worst thing, everything she believes is so toxic. What's his name? RFK, Make America Healthy Again. She's on that train.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We hate him. Oh my God.
No, he does a very good impression of him. Please do it.
You do?
I don't know if it's good. I just do it a lot.
Okay, period. Okay, please, I have to hear it.
Now I'm on the spot. The Tylenol's causing autism. And, it's the pesticides on the apples. And if you just eat an apple with a brainworm like I did, you won't get autism.
You won't get the woke leftist disease.
We have an episode called Brainworms, Beef Tallow, and Boss Babes, all about that kind of alt-right anti-science pipeline.
And that was another thing too. A part of my deconstruction, like becoming an atheist, was I was a maggot. They're like actually brainwashed. Like they can actually make you do certain movements and it just feels very normal. Like, okay, for instance, we're watching a lot of Dog Whisperer, okay? My little fur puppy, right? We're trying the little tactics on him, even though he's perfect. We're just like trying him out. He loves to bark at the cat. He's not mean to her, but he barks at her. And so we tried Caesar's tactic. And then I told my fiance, I'm like, what do you think it does? And he goes, it just resets his brain because his brain, it's like hyper fixated on barking at the cat. So when you do it, it like chemically snaps his brain out of it. And I feel like when you're indoctrinated in a cult or religion, I think all religion is culty. Your brain chemistry is like literally like, you can't snap out of it until you kind of need something to make it snap out. That's why, like, in the debates I've had, I've never had somebody in real time say, you're right, God does suck, because it's literally something in the brain that gets people like addicted. That's why the Jonestown victims, 900 of them drink unaliving poison, including parents shoving poison down their kids' throats. 900. And it's because it literally makes your brain crazy.
Right. But we're the woke indoctrinated.
It is the most frustrating
ones.
shit. So maggots, they're the exact same way. The way they can trick you. Now, what sucks for me is I fell for it because 100% of my community was high controlled religion. So because it's groupthink, we all think the same because it's our movement. We all were like, all hail Trump, all hail Trump. And during 2020, it literally made all the Christians psychotic. All they did was sit at home, pick up their phone and read QAnon conspiracies, and they just believed them. And I did too. I believed it. I got indoctrinated during 2020. I became psychotic. Now, a part of my indoctrination was I never demonized trans people or Black people or Hispanics. I never took the racist, homophobic, transphobic route. However, all of these conspiracy theories and indoctrination tools are all rooted in anti-Semitism, and they're all rooted in racism. And so you can always trace these things back. But when you're indoctrinated, you're not really making the connection. What happened was, I don't know, have you guys heard of QAnon?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
I fell hard for it because everybody in my religious community, we would break the COVID rules. We would go to each other's houses and we would exercise, and they would just put it on the screen. And it was like programming my brain. It was like weird videos with like weird symbols and weird music.
That's crazy, especially while you're exercising, because that does a thing to your brain too. Like the physical movement while you're learning a thing, like that's.
And then we all drank too. And so I was like, oh, hey, Trump. I was literally getting like programmed.
That's crazy.
And you have to realize the reason why maggots are religious is because QAnon and MAGA does a really good job at catering to the low IQ that is the right. And religious people famously have a lower IQ than atheists. Statistics show us that a Christian is 25% less likely to complete their 4-year degree than an atheist, and like 24% less likely than an agnostic. If you don't have a degree, I'm not saying you're dumb, but I'm just saying like they famously just have a lower IQ than people who are not Christian. So QAnon did a really good job at programming my brain, and they did it based on like sex trafficking and saying like, all these kids are being taken by all these people, but all the white people are going to save us and Trump's going to save us. I genuinely believe that there are people, the elite, drinking babies' blood and sex trafficking, and it got really bad. I got really paranoid.
Jewish space lasers and Pizzagate and all that fun stuff.
What's embarrassing is my fiance pulled up, it's called a conspiracy pyramid. 300 different conspiracies are in the pyramid. Oh my God.
We've seen this.
I went through all of them.
Yeah.
There was only like 2 that I didn't believe in. 2.
Oh my God.
Out of 300. Like I'm like so embarrassed. It was terrible. Just never believed in flat earth because that doesn't make any sense. The lizard people. I never did the lizard people because like that's kind of stupid.
How high up on the pyramid was the lizard people?
It was like flat earth and lizard people were like at the tip. Yipes on bikes.
My belief is that everyone is allowed to have one conspiracy theory that you believe in. That's my personal belief system, is that everybody gets one. You get one and that's it.
What's yours?
9/11 was an inside job.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's mine. Yeah. I will die on that hill.
No, period.
I'm open to that possibility. Yeah.
Yes.
Especially now with what we're seeing in the government.
I know.
Yeah.
My fiance just said, Jake Paul, you know how we had that fight just now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Got his ass beat, got his jaw broke.
Yeah, the guy that
was
beat him in the
great.
fight
Love that.
just got in a car wreck where 2 people lost their lives.
shit.
He didn't die, but
Oh my
2 people
God.
died in a car wreck. And so
What?
everybody on Reddit is saying inside job, like he called a hit on him. And in my brain, I like slapped my face and I was like, no, like, you know what I mean? I have to like, it's like me relapsing.
Right.
Don't go down this rabbit
If it's a
hole.
conspiracy theory, I have
Right.
to like slap myself and be like, that's my relapse. I can't.
It's hard though with the way our government is and the way the world is right now. It's like,
It's
can you
brain
guys
rot.
stop? It's
Yeah.
Brain
ridiculous.
rot.
Like, don't make me a conspiracy theorist. Please don't make
Right.
me
I
do that.
know.
But sometimes I'm like, I don't know.
I mean, I feel mine is pretty tame. I think mine is just, I don't believe that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
That's standard.
That's
Yeah,
fact.
I'll die on
Yeah.
that hill. Yeah, for sure.
He didn't die on that hill.
He didn't die on that hill. But with the things you guys said, there's a lot of like rational thinking behind why you guys came up with those things. QAnon is like, oh, so-and-so in the White House sent 200 emails that had the word hot dog in it. So we know based on blah, blah, blah. And they show you all these different words and things flip really, that means little boy corn, like little child corn. And then you're just,
Right.
Yeah.
you
Right.
believe it. You believe it because you're stupid, because you also
Yeah.
believe Jesus died for your sins. So like you fall for that
Right.
shit. And then
Right.
they show you like, you believe in Noah's Ark. Why wouldn't you believe in that? And then, they show you.
Yeah, why wouldn't that
Right.
be
They
true
show
too?
you a bunch of celebrities with the
And
same
you were
pin
raised
and-
in it. So I feel like you get somewhat of a pass because if that's your only frame of reference, it's not like you were raised in something that made sense or where you were allowed to even question things.
Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 is our standard of living. Don't lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge God. Only He's allowed to direct your path. They would indoctrinate us with that every single day. They literally teach you to be dumb. And if you try to not be dumb, they beat it into you that you have to continue to be dumb. So that's just kind of how it goes, unfortunately. But what's funny is my fiance was so patient with me. He would research on his own time because he's always been like a hard leftist socialist. He would research, how do I break my partner away from QAnon? And then the internet would say, you can't break them of QAnon. You either have to break up with them or accept it. And he's like, okay, I'll accept it. And he would slowly drop reasoning to me. So like, everybody from my church would post, oh my God, did you know the women in California, they're doing post-birth abortions, right?
We are. We just all did that
Really?
this morning.
Yeah,
I knew it.
Yeah, we are.
I used to have 10 kids and now I only have 4.
in California.
It's true. It's true.
What
Yeah.
the-
You can get abortions at the 7-Eleven here.
Yeah, it's like
I
I can't start my day without an abortion. Like I have to.
Yeah, don't talk to me until I've had my morning abortion.
Yeah.
Please.
But
I
back
knew
in my
it.
day, abortions used to be a nickel
And we walked uphill both ways.
both ways to go get an abortion, and I would do it again.
Yep. You're like, oh,
Sorry, what
this
were we
baby's
talking-
not cute enough. Sorry. Maybe the
Try
next
again
one.
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
I've
love
never
that.
understood that.
Oh my
but
God,
okay.
my
so
baby's
you,
my baby's not straight. Next one.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
gotta.
Looks gay.
It's like, first of all, God loves killing babies.
It's his favorite
Like,
hobby.
It's his favorite thing.
It's his favorite thing to do.
I'm just trying to be Christ-like.
Yeah, I'm trying to be more like
I'm
God.
trying- more like God. The biggest mass abortion ever done in one single day was the flood. That was the biggest abortion in all of human history. So I just want to emulate God the
Right.
Father.
Guinness World Record.
God gives you the recipe for abortion in numbers.
Numbers, 5:19 through 21. I wrote down the recipe just in case these during these trying times. I said, "Oh shit, they took abortion away."
You never
Right.
know.
But my God has the recipe.
Yes. Yes.
You all have the cookbook right here.
God's
that
plan.
it's all in God's
Right.
plan.
Luckily, we're
Yeah.
in California where we can just throw the whole baby away.
I
so we don't have
know,
to worry
especially
about
if I don't
that
like the
here,
way it
because that's-
cries.
That's the thing we do.
I told him that. I said
Yeah.
they're
They
freaking
got
doing it.
they got abortions on every corner.
Right. They have like little carts where you can be like, oh, you want an abortion? Here.
Oh, yeah, they have mobile
Yeah.
abortions. Yeah.
I was just gonna say we have a drive-through option where you just like stick your legs out the window. It's real quick.
They
You
just,
don't even
like-
have to get out of your car.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you get like a
I
milkshake
was
after.
gonna
It's
say
great.
they give you
Right.
an ice
Yeah.
cream.
A sticker.
Well, you can get a stamp card for
I
the
was just
abortion.
gonna say that. Every 10th
one is
abortion free.
Uh,
Mhm.
Oh,
obsessed.
shit. Okay. All right. So you were talking about
So I told him,
post-birth abortion.
"They're in California, they're killing their babies on the table." All my Christian friends were sharing it. And he literally says, let's just look it up. He looks up California government website regarding their medical whatever. And then he goes, born again, they're not. And they're not even the latest term abortions in the United States. That would be New Mexico. And New Mexico still isn't when the woman's about to give birth. So yeah, that's probably not true. And I remember sitting there going, oh, wow, that just wasn't true. That's kind of weird. And then Candace Owens, that bitch. Candace Owens.
Cunt derogatory. We have like cunt genuine and cunt derogatory.
So is like one capitalized and then
it's just in parentheses
okay.
after, but we could do the capitalization.
Okay,
sure.
Like we're cunt genuine, but
she's cunt derogatory.
So Candace cunt derogatory, because I feel like Candace kind of eats, so I'm going to say Candace cunt derogatory. I'm believing in all these conspiracy theorists. However, I have been such a One Direction fan since I have been a wee little fetus. I'm obsessed. I have them all over my walls. I've been a huge fan since 2011. I know how many hairs those boys have on their heads. I love these boys. I love these boys so freaking much. Harry Styles, he has a song called Late Night Talking where it's like a slumber party with a bunch of adults and they're just doing cute things, having pillow fights. He took a photo shoot with him and his like, you know, the cute pajamas with like the collared shirt and the pants with like a mattress under his arm. And it was like a little kid mattress. And then Candace cunt derogatory had the balls to say, oh, he's a part of the pedophile ring because that's a child's bed. And I just remember it snapping. It was like, I got like hit like at 1,000,000 miles per hour, like with whiplash.
It's like smelling salts. You were like,
and then there's like the record scratch.
It was like that.
Right.
And I just remember going, wait, what the fuck, bitch?
Fuck you, bitch.
Freaked out. I said, what?
Right. You're all, and is God fake too? No. Like you just immediately, you're just like snapped out of it.
It was like this domino effect where I was like, wait a minute, bitch, you don't know fucking shit about Harry. And then I watched everybody else on the right accusing Harry of being a fucking pedophile. And I said, wait a minute. And then my brain kind of woke up because around the same time, I was really addicted to watching religious documentaries like the Duggar one, Let Us Pray, is about my cult, the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church. And I know a lot of people in that documentary. I like went to school with them and stuff. In the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church, in that Let Us Pray, PREY, a Scandal in Ministries documentary, I think it's on Netflix, there was a lot of pedophilia. And out of all those documentaries, unfortunately, mine was like one of the most traumatic ones I've watched just because of how badly the kids were abused. Because like I said, that's kind of their shtick, was like adults abusing kids. So I just remember like after everybody was calling Harry a pedophile, which really pissed me off, I was like, wait a minute, how come all this pedophile talk is happening in the right sphere where they're like warning you about QAnon bullshit, but like they've never even once brought up a white man Christian who's raping a bunch of kids when that happens all the time.
All the time.
And I just remember being like, wait, they're purposely not bringing up anybody who's religious. And then I was talking to my fiance and him and I sat down and I went through everybody they've accused of being a pedophile. I'm not kidding, guys. You don't make the connection. They were either gay, person of color, Jewish, or a woman. None of them were white men and none of them were Christian. They
like a cis white hetero man.
They were all,
even though those are the ones that are doing it.
The ones that are doing it. And I just remember being like, oh my fucking God.
Was it last night on your live where the guy was saying that most crimes against children are committed by women, even though it's like
we were all watching your live last night.
We were all there.
He said family annihilation is done more from women than men.
And then he couldn't name 10.
Yeah, he was like, well, there's a mom who killed her baby once. And I was like, no, dude, we're talking about annihilating the goddamn family. Like, the family's gone. Not a mom, having a postpartum break, which we're not okay with anybody killing their babies. At the same time, there's a difference between a mom not receiving proper care when she's going through postpartum versus a man being psychotic in a man. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Right. I want to date someone else. I'm
exactly. I want to hide my affair.
Just go. Just
I
leave.
want to hide my fucking affair.
Just leave.
Yesterday was a bit much. There was a lot of men that were feeling personally attacked, and I was like, guys, these conversations are important. Just because I have a vagina doesn't mean these conversations shouldn't be said. Be on the right side of history, and this won't apply to you. If you're on the wrong side of history and it hurts your feelings, that's on you. There's something going on in your mind then,
Right.
So what are you gonna do?
Like, it's not hard to be a good person.
It's not. It shouldn't be.
That dude needed therapy, like majorly. Like you need just get some therapy and stop being a bitch. And
just go do some shrooms on a mountain and cry out your feelings, and then do therapy, have a sandwich, and and start over.
I think I even said, like, I'm so glad that he gets access to weapons and he's going to be going and fighting for our country. And he's like,
Oh, there was that military guy too. Yeah.
He said, I've been through more shit than you because they shot at me in basic training.
Right. It's like, stop lying. Don't lie. Don't do it. Isn't that against the commandments?
Lying is number 9.
So it's really low on the priority list.
Yes, God
but still,
is
it made the top 10.
Yeah, so basically my fiance showing me the abortion thing and Harry Styles, that broke my MAGA brain. I couldn't handle them accusing Harry, and then I realized, oh, this isn't about protecting kids. This is about protecting cis straight white men who are Christian. And so I was like, fuck. And then I kind of went, wait, if QAnon is catered to Christians because they fell for it easily, what about the religion is easily, you can easily fall for shit. So then I started doing more research on atheist channels, deconstruction channels. There was one specific debate. This is why I do debates. There's one specific debate from Ken Ham and Bill Nye. It's called the Ark Encounter.
Oh, yeah.
That is what solidified me being like, I'm an atheist. It's crazy. So I heard about the Ark Encounter. We watched a mom go through the Ark as like a tour. And then the next up on the list was Bill Nye and Ken Ham. Ken Ham was an idol of mine. He's been to my church a bunch of times. And of course, my fiance loves Bill Nye. So he was like, Bill Nye's going to wipe the floor of this guy. And I was like, no, he's not. I didn't know. And so I'm watching it. And I remember hearing a real scientist for the first time in my life, basically, articulate the origins of the universe. And they would go to Ken Ham and he's like, you want to know how I know about how old the universe is? Right here. We got it right here.
Oh, wait, I want to do it too.
Yeah,
wait,
we got it right
ready?
here. Pick up the book, bless God. That was his answer for everything. And he didn't even open the Bible. He just kept saying, yeah, in Genesis, it says God did it.
It's like there. Trump. He was all like this.
Yeah, he said 2 Corinthians and then held it upside down. Yeah. I just remember going, oh my God, he didn't know how to answer anything. And I used to idolize this guy. And then Bill Nye and Ken Ham did a tour around the Ark, and they had a youth group following them. And Bill Nye would correct every plaque that was seen. And he was like, this information you have is not correct. And he would just tell him why it's wrong and what he should have put instead. And then Ken Ham just didn't know what to say. And Bill Nye just kept clocking him on how much money it cost. That boat, it's just a wooden boat. There's not one ride. There's not even a food court in it. And it cost $100 million.
Oh my God. How many families could have been fed?
100 million.
How much baby formula could they have bought?
Can you even believe that? 100 million.
So I can believe it because we did a mini episode about Mormon money where I did a deep dive into the money that the Mormon church has and their $300 billion in liquid and assets that they have. 300 billion with a B. So the fact that Ken Ham has spent $100 million
with
to
donors
build
and stuff,
an ark.
Chump change.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Damn.
That's small potatoes.
300 billion? Oh my God.
Billion with a B.
They invest in casinos. They invest in coffee. They invest in tobacco. All the shit that they're not allowed to do is
what?
Correct. You can't do coffee, but
I would get the side eye for tea. But
they have stock in Keurig.
Those bastards!
So ridiculous.
They suck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
It's just all hypocrisy.
That's
it.
disgusting.
But yeah, so $100 million, that's nothing. That's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah, Mormonism, I don't know a lot about it, and JWs either. That just wasn't in my environment.
If you want to have a conversation about Mormonism and how weird it is, I'm 100%
Yeah, if you have any
for it
questions, please
anytime.
ask us.
Is soaking a rumor, or is that like actually freaky stuff that they do?
Okay, so here's the thing about that. I was Mormon in California, so I wasn't surrounded by like BYU Mormon culture. However, I had a friend that was, and before I heard about like soaking and it before it became like part of the internet cultural zeitgeist, she told me something describing the exact same thing about you stick the penis inside and then somebody hops on the bed. However, she called it a different name. She called it floating. So the act of it was happening or like existed, but
Okay.
just under a different
my
name.
God.
And what's interesting about that is in Mormonism, when you go through the temple, you get a new name. So the fact that the name changed from floating to soaking makes perfect sense in my brain.
Apropos.
No,
Soaking is the temple name. Got
it. Christians love loopholes. Oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Don't they
Yeah.
ever?
For
They
sure.
love holes, but loopholes even
God.
more.
Oh man. Yeah, the Baptists, they just did a lot of anal because they think that didn't count.
Yeah,
Right.
no, that makes sense.
Right.
It's not your
What's that song
baby making hole.
about that? You guys heard that?
I don't know.
Doing it in the butt
Mm.
instead of.
Yeah.
I love butt sex. This
Oh, yeah,
I know.
Put it in my ass because I love
Yeah.
Jesus. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. No,
Put it
actually.
in my ass because I love Jesus. Oh, this has to be real. Christians are freaky. So I was going to tell you, just in the debate, so as there's doing the plaques, there's a youth group following them, and I'm getting nervous. I'm like, this is not good. I'm learning a lot in school. I'm not QAnon anymore. My brain is being open to all these, like, how can the flood be real if we have trees that are older than the flood, right, in California? And then there was this youth group, and there was the pastor of the youth group. He wore a fucking Home Depot orange shirt. And he pulls on Bill Nye like a child. And he just says, in the most, I have 2 brain cells and I fuck my sister voice, he said, "Hey, Bill, look at the creation." And I just remember my brain like physically broke in that moment. And I went, oh my God, he's not real. I remember I looked at my man and I was like, God's not real. You could just see he was just like, yes, like finally. He was just so patient with me. By the way, I screenshotted the moment I became an atheist because it is very monumental. Here he is. This
Oh my God.
this is the moment I became an atheist.
Amazing.
I love it.
You need that framed as
Yeah.
like, let me do that as your wedding gift.
Oh,
Why is it always a
thank you.
guy who looks like a fucking thumb?
He does. He has thumb energy. Yeah, for sure. He said, "Look at the creation."
He has 10 thumbs. Why does he have 10 thumbs?
That's too many thumbs. He's all thumbs.
Too many.
It broke me. His like offensively orange t-shirt, his voice, it broke me. It was a 3-hour debate too. So we were just like watching. And then I kind of had this moment of like, because like I'm in college, right? Bill Nye is the reason why I got a degree. My fiance is. But like, I like to give Bill Nye credit because it feels nice. My healing
Well,
journey.
you're the one
Right,
that
I'm
got
giving
the
all these
degree.
men- it was
Wilma.
God.
No, stop it.
No, you're
Stop
right.
it. We
That
don't
is
do
a
that.
toxic trait of
We
mine.
don't do that
Yes.
here.
Yes.
The first word is girls. We're the
Yes,
girls, and it's the girls
And
that
I
did
do
it.
love that we're the girls. Con 666. I live by that.
Boma, do you think there is ever a way for organized religion to not be harmful to women?
No, it's a man's world. It needs to be shut down. It should be illegal. Straight to jail if you practice.
Yeah, immediately jail.
Immediately jail. Absolutely. No, I'm a strong advocate against all forms of organized religion because it's impossible for you to protect people from rape, abuse, brainwash. And at the end of the day, when I talk about my story about the IFB or the Apostolic Pentecostal Church, where I looked like I was in a cult, or when I got kicked out of my non-denominational church, a lot of Christians will say, "Oh, I'm sorry. That's not all Christians." And I'm like, bitch, I have been
that.
all Christians. I've been every version of you. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about?
Same, right?
Every version. I tried it
Exactly.
all out.
It's so frustrating when they
It's
say
all
that.
the same.
Or they'll take like a core part of Mormonism in my case, and they'll be like, "Oh, I've never heard of anyone experiencing that. That must have
That
just
was
been
your
like
unique
your
experience.
family." And it's
No,
like, no, it's a core part of the whole fucking
exactly.
thing. I hate that so much.
It's one of my pet peeves is when people try to be like, "No, my version is right." And I said, "Bitch, no, it's groupthink." So even though the apostolic Pentecostal people would act possessed and not cut their hair and they had split ends, but the Baptists would sign contracts and like not listen to music, or the regular Baptist would like play drums, or the non-denominational church would like rape people. And what all of them had in common was they don't like gays. They don't respect women. Women don't have authority. And if you're a gay person, you can actually go fuck yourself. And we vote right. We vote Republican. We love Trump. Like they all fucking think the same. So this is what pisses me the fuck off is when people are like, oh, that wasn't true Christianity. I said, fucking bitch. You all fucking ride Trump's dick. You all are doing the same level of harm.
Right.
You all just look fucking stupid in your own ridiculous outfits. Just because you wear different clothes doesn't mean you don't all think the exact same. Women's rights don't
Right.
matter. Respect for women is non-existent. Kids are always abused, and motherfucking dudes get to do whatever the fuck they want. It doesn't matter what the fuck your doctrine is. You all just wear your silly clothes, but you all think the same fucking bullshit. It's the same shit. And I get really upset when people say that shit. I'm like, no, it's all a cult because it's all the same thinking. You just have different ways of wearing outfits. That's it. Playing dress up.
Right.
Yeah, different flavors.
Yeah. And they're all like shit flavors.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all
Right.
they're all vomit flavored jelly beans.
Like, we have a new kind of cool, funky way to hate women. Like, we do it with pizzazz, pyrotechnics.
We've got a
Right.
fog machine, but we still hate
We have a
women.
fog machine. We hate women.
Right.
We fucking levitate over the stage, but we also hate women. Yeah, exactly.
Right. But we have camels.
We have
live
camels.
camels in our
We
Christmas
hate
show.
women.
Right. But we're also worshiping this poor child who who had a baby against her will when she was 14 or whatever.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's all,
Yeah.
it actually, the way I
Jeez.
describe Christianity is like, this is kind of gross, but I describe it in varying levels of dog poop. So you have like
Yes.
fresh stew, right? And then you have the one that's been sitting outside for a while. And then you have like the one where it's a little sick. You know, at the end of the day, like certain ones are a little more, they're visibly nicer. Like, oh, this is going to be easier to pick up. And but it's all shit at the end of the day.
Right.
Just because
Right.
It's still
it's
dog
still
shit.
dog shit. So even though some of
Yeah.
it appears, oh, that's going to be nicer to pick up than the diarrhea, it's like, well, at the end of the day, it's all dog
Still
shit.
shit.
It's not any better.
It
Yeah.
still came from the same dog's ass,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
which is the Bible.
Sorry, but that was good. I've never thought of it like that. It all came out at the same time. Damn it.
When did you start doing these lives and arguing with these fucking idiots? Like, you've come so far in such a short amount of time.
That's probably it. I'm glad I didn't like turn to substances because I must just have like an addictive personality, I guess, because I just go all in. Like college, I got like 102% on every assignment I ever turned in because like I always want to do a great job. Even though I feel like I'm kind of a lazy person, I got summa cum laude after I graduated, especially because everybody in my community, my family, my coworkers, everybody was so fucking mad that I went to college that I actually did a good job.
Your coworkers were
'cause
mad?
I live in an area where everybody's like a Christian nationalist. It's disgusting. I don't know. I hate them. I hate them so much. It was a very frustrating thing to be like, wow, I did something that I'm proud of. I'm the first sibling to get a college degree. I did a great job. And like nobody, not that I need the validation, like nobody gave a shit. And that was a lot of work. My fiance was so kind and his family is so amazing. My little sister, like I said, is a queen and she's great. But nobody just gave me that validation. And so, yeah, what ended up happening was during the time I got my degree is when the election season started getting really intense. I had already deconstructed QAnon. I was already like an atheist. I was in a band, but everybody in the band was from my church. And so they were all Trumpers and my drummer was rapey. So I cut that off, which is good timing because the election season was fucking insane. During that whole year, I remember being so aggressive about my leftist stance on things, about how insane Trump is and how like QAnon is brain rot. I would post a lot about Trump and Epstein hanging out. And I would post it on Facebook and I would say, like, Jesus Christ, people, wake the fuck up. Like, Trump and Epstein are in a million photos. What the fuck do you think that means, you know?
Like the stuff they supposedly care about, save the children, and now that it's in plain view, it's like, that's
Right,
not
but,
enough
like,
evidence for
they'll
me.
take this random fucker putting hot dog in an email a bunch of times as proof, but not, like, him actually actively fucking a child, like
Right.
so
Right. They're just sending them in Wayfair cabinets.
it is so I started posting a lot about it, and I would say, like, Jesus Christ, people, like, what more do you need? And then people from my church would comment and say, "Oh, I'm surprised you would use the Lord's name in vain like this." And it would be like a video collage of, like, Trump
What?
groping children, and I would be like, "Did you watch the video?" And
Right. That's the
I would
offensive
say, "Did you
part.
watch the
Oh
video?"
my
She goes, "I don't
God.
have to. You're using the Lord's name in vain." And I remember that irritated me. And then I started posting about
Then fuck the Lord.
That's our stance.
Yes. If anyone has ever wondered,
We're unafraid.
fuck the
Yeah,
Lord.
guys.
Fuck them.
If you guys want, in solidarity, we can just flip off Jesus real quick. There you go. Fuck you, baby Jesus, and
Thank
fuck you, big
you.
Jesus. Fuck you and all your 12 bros.
Yeah, in all your different variations and sizes and ages.
Yeah, we don't
All
like
of
him at
them.
any stage of life.
Yep.
And then I was
Yeah.
really pissed about MAGA being very pro-blue when a black man would get killed and murdered. They would be like, "Oh, he shouldn't have been suspicious," or whatever. But then, like, when January 6th happened,
Right.
all of a sudden, all those bitches were quiet. And I was very invested in January 6th because I thought it was a hoax. And then once I deconstructed it, I learned about how traumatizing January 6th was, where there was like 10,000 people against like 100 cops. And I remember I was sobbing watching it, realizing that, like, I used to believe that this was a lie. It's like the idiots, they were the ones recording it. So it's not like it was like the FBI. It was like the dumbasses were recording
No,
it.
it was them.
Right.
They were there. The ones that were there.
See, they were like filming it, and then they're like, "This is Antifa." Like,
You guys were
Right.
filming it. And while they're like,
So you're
America,
Antifa?
and they're the ones like,
The call is coming from inside
it
the
is
house.
it is the
Yes.
house.
And they're like, no, they're just walking between
They
the
let them in.
stanchions. It was just like a tour.
Man, fuck the Lord.
I love that so much. Oh my God, fuck the Lord. I love that. I'm gonna put that on a shirt. I remember I posted about January 6th and I put all the cops' names and I'm like, in honor of the 5 police officers that died due to January 6th. And I had this motherfucker who, by the way, was a former public school police officer, like cop, whatever you call that. I don't know. I don't think they're cops. He tased a child with autism and caused that child, because it was one of those tasers that like sticks into his side, you know, like shoots and sticks
Oh,
into his side,
God.
caused that poor
Yeah.
child to run into headfirst into a car. And like the child like fell to the ground because he hit his head really hard with autism. And like this bitch who went to the church I went to, I got kicked out of, had the audacity to message me and say, as a guy that used to wear the blue, this is disrespectful misinformation, take this bullshit off. And then I had other people, like people I loved, I called friends, I knew them for years, messaging me, cussing me out, calling me a blue-haired liberal, a psycho, like dumbass motherfucking piece of shit. And I just remember thinking, I got like a dozen of those messages in like a short period of time, or maybe a couple dozen. And I just remember thinking, why get yelled at by people that I know in private in a DM when I could get yelled at by strangers and then actually talk about what I want to talk about and issues that are important? So
Right.
then I took it to
Mhm.
TikTok. I spent like 2 days blocking every human I've ever met in my life from church. So I could be like
Smart.
super anonymous. I was like, if
Yeah.
I've even seen you at a grocery store, you're blocked. I have like 400 people blocked on my TikTok, but everybody has a second, third, fourth, fifth account. So everybody already figured it out, right? But I started making videos and I said, you know what? I have had such horrible interactions with Christians that I'm just going to reenact conversations I've had with actual Christians. Well, motherfuckers with big followings would stitch my videos and say, oh, this story's super fake. This never happened. And then all of their little 12-year-old army would come when I'm live and would mass report. And then my lives would get booted all the time because Christians were like telling them to come shut down my account. And so I got banned because of that. And so when I reset, I had like 2 weeks where I just kind of sat down and I was like, okay, where do I want the direction of the life to go? And how do I like prevent myself from getting banned? And one of the things I said was, I'm not going to do the skits of Christians anymore. I'm not going to do a dialogue of stories I've had because people, they are accusing me of lying. I'm just going to post people actually being psychotic from my lives because Christians are fucking insane. So I would rather,
they'll do it for free.
I would rather just show them, I would rather just sit there and let them say the crazy shit. So basically that's just kind of where things turned. But yeah, it was the debate. It was this guy that made me become an atheist. And then after I graduated from college, my entire community shamed me for going to college, and then everybody like loving pedophiles all of a sudden and them cussing me out for not loving the pedophile is like where like my motivation to like speak out, because I had a lot of education. I am a fresh college graduate. I have all this stuff on my mind, and these issues are very important, and it was really frustrating me that I wasn't able to like articulate it to anybody. Everybody was getting pissy at me because 100% of the people I know are fucking Christians. I hate them.
Right.
So much.
So much.
So much. Like people are like, oh, do you hate me just because I'm Christian? I'm like, fuck yeah. I don't give a fuck.
Actually, I do.
I'm one of those people, like, when
fuck the Lord.
When
fuck
people
you.
say, I've had the experience when people say, oh, I don't mind if you practice, just keep it to yourself. I was like, no, bitch. No, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. And I will always hate you.
Oh,
I
I
hate
love
you.
that.
We need to be more enraged.
Right. They're just perpetuating it. It's like we need more people to fall off. And because I mean, I teeter between that too, like where I say, like, you know, if they just do it, if it works for them and it makes them a good person or whatever, and they just kind of do their thing. But in the long run, they're still putting money into it. They're still perpetuating it. They're still shoving it down everybody's throats. They're still making laws based on this.
It's a hate group. So I tell people, I don't care if whatever you're in it, you can be lukewarm, but it's a hate group. It's a hate group that promotes rape, abuse of children, oppression of women, and killing gay people and killing trans people. And it promotes slavery and racism. Huh? It's a hate group. You can't make something like that be nice. And I always just get very, I hate you, Christians. I think we need to normalize that too, being more upset with them.
Normalize
hatred. I've been told, don't hate.
Have the hate in your heart like Kendrick Lamar did for Drake.
Yes.
Have that level of hatred.
Yes, we should all have that level of hatred. I advocate for that. I'm sorry. I met every type of believer in every which way they come. They all think the same. They're dumb, and they're a hate group. And not every believer is a Nazi and racist, but every racist and a Nazi loves Jesus. That's what I always say. So there's a connection there.
I have a hard time with it because I still have people that I really love and care about that still identify as Christian. And so I really struggle with that. But in my mind, it's like, okay, if you believe in the God of the Bible, then you believe all the things that the Bible says. You can't reconcile it all, right? So like if you're going to say that you only believe in the teachings of Jesus, then you don't also then believe in the prophecies of the Old Testament that validate that Jesus is the Messiah. So you can't have one without the other. So I struggle with that. Like
that's understandable.
But like it's gross. Like the whole Bible is gross. Like and I know that that's true. I know that it's bullshit and fake and gross and nasty. I don't want anything to do with
Jesus.
it. But dude, fuck that
Jesus.
guy. He's not even good.
He's not good.
He called a woman a dog.
Jesus. Like people are like, can you believe what he did? And I was like, that's like an average day for a woman. You kidding me? Healing
he
3
did
people.
Nothing. He did
33
nothing.
Years, he healed 3 people.
Right. Like
he fed 1,000 people once.
Hello. And then, okay, Boma, I don't know if you've ever considered this, but I think about this all the time. When he fed the 5,000, was the fish raw?
Yeah, hell yeah. Absolutely, bitch. He didn't even cook it.
He just gave them sushi. Like they didn't even say that he had a fish fry. It was just he just gave out raw fish. Like to me, that's lazy.
It's lazy. It's
lazy.
Man behavior. It's MOG behavior. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's MOG. He was the OG.
He's the OG MOG. Lazy. Didn't read any of the Old Testament that his dad wrote down. He like went against the Old Testament a couple times. Yeah. So.
But then he said that he came to fulfill the law.
100%.
Also, like, say that Jesus is lazy because when he was here on earth, he could have written the Bible
Yes.
himself.
He's
'cause he is
lazy.
God,
He just wanted his feet rubbed the whole time. He's a freak.
which is a euphemism for getting his dick sucked.
Well, yeah, dude, he had 12 bros. They all took turns. There's a reason why women were not allowed. Oh my God, Jesus is so underwhelming as a human. I gotta be honest.
Like, it's really not that
No.
impressive. Like,
Right.
he kind of did the bare minimum and then got all of the literal glory and praise for it. It's like typical man
He
behavior.
gave up a weekend.
Yep.
I mean, come on. Kids are giving it up,
Yeah,
giving
right.
their
yeah.
entire lives so we can have fucking guns. And then Jesus over here getting
Yeah.
his dick sucked for a holiday weekend. Give me a fucking break.
Well, like, keep in mind, so he went into the tomb Friday night. So it was Friday night all day Saturday night, and then he was up Sunday.
Wait. Oh, Jesus.
It's not even a full weekend, right? It's Good Friday that
Oh,
he
shit,
died,
yeah.
right? And then it's Sunday that he rose, right? So it's
That
really
was
just
a good day.
That
I
was
liked
a good
day.
day.
It was a good day.
Good Friday.
Yeah.
But like, it's not a full weekend. He gave up his Saturday, his Friday night and his Saturday.
Right.
It's
Could you
crazy.
imagine, like, if you died and then somebody's like, oh, we're going to name this day Good Friday, the day you died?
And
That's the best name you have for it.
Call Good Friday. Every one of the people that claim they love me are just gonna be walking around like this, wearing my murder weapon.
Right.
My goddamn neck.
There's a church right by my house that has the full crucifix hanging on their sign. And I'm like, I just have to like walk by this dead guy just hanging on this thing. And like, I can't say that I'm offended by
That's
it. Nobody gives a
crazy.
shit, but it's like, I have a tattoo and I'm gonna burn in hell.
I know, but
Like,
this
it's
guy's
just so
fucking
weird.
dead, and I have to stare at his dead ass corpse.
Respect our bloody
This
corpse.
Roman crucifixion torture device. That's insane.
I want to ask, how do you do it? Like, how do you not just turn off the camera and go like, fuck you guys? Like, how do you power through? Because I know there has to be times where you're like, I mean, nobody likes to be yelled at or called names or whatever for like an extended period of time.
Some people do.
Well, some people do. Like, I love when Aaliyah
Christina.
yells at me and is mean to me. But I mean, that's just because it gives me tingles in like naughty places. But in like with like a man yelling at you and calling you shitty names for like hours on end, do you just like go to a place inside, or do you just not really like listen? I don't know how you do it.
I've been sexually harassed by dudes since I was a child. And so I always have been bothered by dudes all the fucking time. I was in a and then as an adult I was abused in a relationship. So I have been treated like shit from men since I was a tiny child all the way until today. I mean, I still strangers will still harass me in public. And at the job I worked at, I was getting harassed by this guy every single day. And so I just remember when I'm in the live, not only do I get to embarrass them, right? Because I really advocate for men being publicly humiliated. I think they need to be publicly humiliated way more, even if they don't deserve it. I think we should still humiliate them because it'll humble them into chilling out.
Absolutely.
So I humiliate them, and then I have a chat box who is sitting there supporting the humiliation and also hilariously humiliating them. So it's actually really satisfying to me to embarrass them and then have a bunch of
That
people in the
makes
chat
sense.
box being like, what a fucking titty baby, this guy's embarrassing. So it's actually very satisfying because if I turned off the camera, it's still going to happen, but then I don't have any support. And because a lot of my sexual harassment happened in churches, they take the man side. So if I go, hey, this guy's sexually harassing me, they'll go, okay, well, then you're fired. Or, okay, we're going to move you to a different campus. Okay, well, stop wearing what you're wearing. So they would support him anyway. So in this way, it's nice because
Right.
my chat, the coven, they're amazing and they're super supportive. So they humiliate them and then the guys get embarrassed. I do different things like in church, men love, 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 love. I'm sure this happened in the Mormon church. Men love, love, love talking about their porn addiction. It's like their badge of honor. I was addicted to porn. And so I know they think
And I
that.
overcame this addiction.
I'm addicted to porn. Men love talking about porn addiction. So I know that because I've been around them my whole life. And you have to realize, like, because I have a degree in psychology, I kind of use that to my advantage. I know how men think. I know how Christian men think. I've been around them since I was literally 0. And so I already know what they're going to say. So when you guys are like, how do you handle it? I already know what they're going to say. And I'm kind of like manipulating the scene to get them to say certain things. So they go, yeah, I'm super addicted to porn, right? Then we can just troll the fuck out of them that way. We can make, so like this guy said, he watched porn every day, 3 times a day. And then I asked him, I'm like, well, how did it not fall off? And he was like, come on. I was like, no, it's like,
no, you came on. What'd you
I was
come
like
on?
3 times. It must be super raw. Like, are you okay? And then he got really embarrassed, right? I think that's important to kind of point out when guys are being fucking insane and embarrassing. Yeah, humiliate men. Even if they ask you what time it is in public, ladies, humiliate the shit out of them. And it's a good way to humble them. Just like,
What, you can't fucking afford to watch,
I know.
bitch? You don't have a
just
phone?
tell them, oh, sorry, I don't have any money, and then walk away. Like, hurt their goddamn feelings. We should and scream.
That's
and
one of my favorite things to do.
We should help, humble men, because then them as a species will just chill out, I think, if we start humiliating them.
Yeah, I think it's needed.
It's needed. So that's what I do on my platform.
Noe's very good at it.
You think I'm good at humiliating men?
I do.
Yes.
Thanks.
No, she's incredible. Like, she's an incredible human. So what Noe does...
Go on.
Okay, I will. So what she does is she says, I'm going to channel the energy of a mediocre white man. And then she has like the confidence to do anything. Like, she messaged Kathy Griffin to ask her to be on the podcast. She just goes out and like does all the things, does the hard things.
That's the most beautiful thing I've ever heard in my life.
You have to. You just have to channel that, and you can do anything.
A mediocre white. I'm gonna write that down. I need confidence.
Yeah, channel the energy of a mediocre white man, and eventually you'll start believing in yourself like they do.
The delusion becomes your reality.
Yeah, if you act really self-important and confident, people will just believe you. Like,
you can get in anywhere if you are confident.
Right?
That's amazing.
Or you've got
and act like you're a mediocre white man.
I love that so much. I don't want to fantasize about being a man, but I always say if I was a man, I'd be getting up to some shit. Like, I'd be some mega church pastor doing something fucking insane.
Hell yeah.
With that kind of confidence.
I'd be getting a new Mercedes every week.
That's what I'm saying. God, that's good advice.
If I was a mega church pastor, that should be a song. If I was a mega church pastor, I would
buy a Mercedes.
Do what they do. Yeah.
Buy a G-Wagon.
Yeah, this could be a thing.
I would get Kathy Griffin to answer my message. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. She's going to be regretting not responding soon.
Well, we're manifesting that you get that message back, Noe. We're manifesting that.
It's coming. It's on the way. In 2026,
by the time she
we're doing
responds,
big
I might
things.
not even be interested.
Well, yeah, you guys are going to rise so far above
setting my sights
or you have
bigger.
already risen so far above that, I should say.
Yeah.
We're full of riz.
Volma, what do you think happens when we die?
It's just like right before we were conceived, just nothingness. We're done. And I'm okay with that. Being obsessed with the afterlife my whole life, I'm definitely okay with it being done.
Don't you think you would just want to rest and like not have anything? And like they're all saying like, oh, when you die and go to heaven, like you're going to be worshiping God 24/7. Like that sounds fucking exhausting. That sounds exhausting. I don't want to do it anymore. I'm done. I'm done doing things. I'm done doing things. I'm done. When I'm dead, I'm done living.
Yes.
Okay.
It's literally like gives me anxiety thinking about foreverness. And the way the Bible describes heaven is like you're all going to be in an assembly line chanting, holy, holy is the Lord our God Almighty, who was and is to come. You just repeat that over and over. That's how the Bible describes heaven. Over
that sounds
and over.
Like hell to me. That's hell.
It's like the most like brain fucked fuckery in the world thinking about it. It stresses me out thinking about that. That's being.
See, I've made a goal to read this from cover to cover, and the more people talk about it, the more I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do this. Never mind.
Yeah. I like it when creators do the hard reading for me, so I wouldn't blame you if you don't want to read it. Nobody blames you.
So I'm gonna spoil it, Christina. The main character, he dies in the end.
Got it.
Damn
well, thanks. Spoiler alert. Geez.
Sorry.
Also, Mary gave birth to her son, brother, and her dad at the same time. So that's a part of it. That's kind of
right.
Like against her own will.
So crazy. I mean, the one thing is that it didn't really happen, so that's a plus. She didn't actually get impregnated because it's fake. But the fact that people believe it is. In one of our episodes, I said, like, they should ask on voter registration if you believe Noah's Ark is real. And if you check yes, then the floor opens up and you just like go into a pit and then you can't vote.
I'm obsessed.
I think I'm going to bring that bill to Congress.
I heard that you did a live for your followers where you went into a church or something. Did you do that?
I did. So my coven is super amazing. They got us through. We got through round 2 of Live Fest, which I could not believe it. I don't think any Christian channel got to live 2. So it meant a lot that we got to live 2. And so
That's awesome.
Yeah, because you know why? Fuck the Lord.
Nobody actually likes him.
And that's what
Fuck
I
the
always
Lord.
say.
Nobody
And
actually
that's
likes
what I
him. That
always
little
say.
bitch. If they actually liked him, they would have made it to round two. Yeah. So a way to thank them, because that was a phenomenal thing they did, was I went back to the cult that I was raised in. I did tell people that it was like a random church, but it actually was my childhood church that I spent my first 6 years in. But I'm 30 now, so nobody recognized me, which is good. But yeah, I got all these like fun little pamphlets and are you going to hell? And then they gave me these comic books. But yeah, I live streamed it.
I love those.
I live streamed it and it was hilarious.
It's incredible. I should steal that idea and like strap a GoPro to my head and go to a Mormon church. But you guys need to like give us a lot of 5-star ratings on Apple and Spotify. So if you guys are listening,
absolutely, guys, get them to
pump up the ratings.
Get them to go to church. These women, it would be so funny.
It would be
or I'll live
hilarious.
stream like one of my family reunions.
Oof. Yikes.
She's not a Christian!
She could be a Jew and believe in
It
God.
doesn't matter. She's tampering in dark-sided stuff.
So normally, like at the end of the show, we do this segment, 7 Minutes in Heaven, but one of the questions we ask is fuck, marry, kill. So I'm just going to ask the fuck, marry, kill question. So fuck, marry, kill, a MOG, like stereotypical MOG, a Philbro who like has a podcast, and Jesus Christ himself.
Oh God, what the hell kind of question is that? Oh my God.
Remember how I said it's the hard-hitting journalistic questions that we get down to? Here it is.
Okay. But this is all pretend, right?
Murdered.
Yeah.
Hypothetically. Hypothetical
murder. The
Hypothetical.
Philbros going. If they say, wait a minute, the contingency, the laws of logic. Oh my God, I would absolutely like I'm kicking them off the cliff in the middle of them saying, the law and contradiction. They're gone.
How about the law of gravity, bitch?
The law of gravity. That's beautiful. Hypothetically speaking, if I'm ever in this situation, that's a good last final word. I actually like that.
Do that. Please.
Well, unalive them. I would say, oh God. I think I would only truck Jesus because he's like the holy spotless lamb. You know, he's never had sex. So it'd be really funny if I...
Well, no, he's had his dick sucked a bunch of times.
I know, but it's like the back door. It doesn't count. Because I do not want to truck a MOG. I would only truck Jesus because it would piss off Christians.
But you'd marry a MOG.
I would marry...
So you're stuck
I'd marry a MOG, but then like, I would just like MIA. I would just disappear. I would never see them again.
There you go.
That's fair.
That's fair.
There's no rule that you can't divorce them.
Right.
after
I
you
would
marry
divorce them.
There's a loophole.
Yeah, because I mean, I would marry Jesus, but I couldn't truck a MOG. That'd be so disgusting.
But could you fuck a Philbro and then kill a MOG? No.
Oh God. Oh God.
Okay.
We want her to stay our friend, Aaliyah.
Sorry.
I'm throwing up thinking about it.
Boop.
Yeah, I think that's what I would do.
Yuck.
Unalive a Philbro, fuck Jesus, and then marry a mog, and then just take it for all his money, which is like $100, and then I'll never see him again.
Right. Oh, that works. I'm into it.
That's what you gotta do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never even be in his vicinity. I would never even see what he looked like. Like it would be so quick. Yeah. That's a crazy one though. That's a crazy scenario. Damn it. I hate Philbros so much. I love it when they're mogs. I really do. When they're like, I love Jesus, I'm like, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. When they're like, oh, what is religion? I'm like, oh God. How do you even know what to determine what evil is? I'm like, oh my fucking God.
Right.
What
Define a woman.
What parameters are we going to use in terms of what you mean by evil?
Right.
How can you justify that child
Right.
grape is wrong? What do you mean? You have no justification to prove that grape is wrong. Huh? It just is, bitch. Hello?
It bugs the shit out of me when religious people don't know the difference between a scientific theory and a layman's theory. And they're always like, well, the theory, like gravity is just a theory. The Big Bang is just a theory. And it's like, it's a scientific theory, you
It's not a
fucking
guess.
Like,
Yes, it's an explanation.
drives
Yep,
me insane.
exactly. It's not a freaking guess.
I was watching someone's live the other day. I don't know if it was yours, but somebody was saying how like we don't have an understanding of what life was like back then. So how can we make a judgment that consent looks the same then as it does today? Because people didn't live as long back then. So it makes more sense to have children.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I was thinking in my head the whole time was like, no, because didn't Noah live to be 600
They were
years
older
old?
than dog
So like
shits.
how are
It was crazy.
Yeah, so how are you gonna say that
That's the moldy, hard dog shit.
The
White.
white one.
fuzzy.
Yeah.
it's like powder.
Fossilized.
It becomes powder at a point
Shit.
because it's just like
Gross.
yeah.
That's
God.
right. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about that because I was just so disturbed that he was
Yeah.
like, oh, trucking kids is fine. Which I got to tell you, after those Trump emails came out or, all the files are dropping, everybody I talked to all of a sudden, it's a little shaky on what the age of consent is. All of a sudden, since it's like normal to be a pedophile now, everybody's like, 14, 18, who cares? They're all adults. It's gotten gross.
Like Megyn Kelly when she's like, well, at least, 5 is different than 15 or, 5 is different than
Stop
11.
it.
It's like,
Stop
what?
it.
And these are all the people that are save the
They are.
children. It's
Right.
It's like
They are, which pisses
Just
me
save the
off.
imaginary
This is why I
children.
hate all Christians.
yeah.
This is why, because they actually don't give a
Yeah.
fuck about kids. Because when it's like Trump fucking a kid, they're like, nah, whatever. When it's like a hypothetical person who may or may not be in the trans community,
Right. They love hypothetical babies.
oh, it's the most frustrating thing.
Love them. As soon as they're born, fuck them.
Do you think when he dies that something kind of like what happened to you where they're not getting bombarded by him specifically all the time, that maybe something will crack? Because I know he has people around him, but people aren't as obsessed with the people around him. Those are just like
I think it would be
secondary
hard.
players.
Yeah, because you kind of need, he's not charismatic in a good way, but you need somebody with that kind of charisma towards that community. Nobody has it. Nobody likes JD Vance. Nobody likes anybody in his cabinet. They're all just kind of his pawns.
Yeah.
But nobody has that same type of like, and to people who are likable on the right, what's his name? You have Candace Owens, you have Ben Shapiro, and you have past tense Charlie Kirk, and then you have what's his name? From Fox News. What the fuck is his name? Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson.
These are I would say the likable ones on the right, and they all were black sheeped, right? Is that the term? They were all like kicked out, and then now they all like are anti-Trump.
Right.
So like even the people that people liked the most on the right are now anti-Trump, which is so hilarious. Which I'm obsessed.
So I wonder if we're going to see a shift like a year after he dies of people like their brains kind of
I don't think so because then people have to admit that they were wrong, and people don't like doing that.
Yeah.
I'm seeing a ton. Everybody I debate says, "Oh, I don't support him, but I stayed home. I didn't vote." That kind of tells me, because like I basically ask every person I bring up, out of like over 1,000 people I've debated, majority of them said they stayed home and they don't support Trump. So that kind of tells me like they're probably lying and they're probably like ashamed that they voted for Trump
Yeah.
because they see everything happening. And so there might be a slight like, what the fuck, especially with like government shutdown and all the firings. And I don't think people care about the pedophilia stuff
It's not a deal breaker for them.
because QAnon
Which
is
is
sex
like,
trafficking.
That's crazy. That's crazy to me. Like, literally, look at me. Like, that's fucking crazy to me. That's not a deal breaker
at
for
her.
you.
Fuck Jesus. I'm so
Right.
mad. No, there are people who just don't give a fuck.
But they give a fuck that like Bill Clinton, like they'll all day long be like, oh, Clinton or like whatever. And it blows their mind when we're like, we don't give a shit. Lock them all up. I don't care if Obama's on there. I don't care if my grandpa.
Right. I have to
like-
throw away all my Bill Clinton merch. I'm super sad.
Right. We want them all. I don't care. Why can't they say that?
Because they don't actually care about kids. It's very frustrating.
No.
They care about control of women's bodies, and they're always going to align with the party that does the things to control women's bodies the most. So, like I said, abortions on every street
Yes.
corner if I'm president.
Yes.
We need to abort those Philbros.
Right.
Post-birth
Yeah, you can just-
abortion
at
on
any
them.
age, you're good to go in California.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's born with a fedora, just immediately. Right.
If they have a monotone voice, done. Die.
Instant.
Right.
Gone.
Oh my God.
If they turn their camera on during a debate, abort.
No one wants to see that.
No. Keep that to yourself.
Ugh.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yes,
Okay,
I
you
love
don't.
you guys. Wait, is that a question? I think that's a
Can
statement.
I sometimes get up on your live and embarrass
I
men
would
with you?
love
How do we be in the
that.
coven?
I absolutely would love that. And
great.
because we just had our interview, you guys are more than welcome to hop on tonight. You guys are amazing.
Oh, thank you.
We're so glad that you're here.
A part of deconstructing the patriarchy and high controlled religion and toxicity is like understanding that a part of the patriarchy is the way not only men abusing us, but it's the way women treat other women, because it's like this like eat or be eaten kind of mentality. And so in my community, I really try to emphasize like really treating women with respect, really trying to like not get so forward with judgment and just really being like overly kind and complimentary. Because I just feel like the patriarchy is like, oh, if I throw shade at her, maybe a man will think I'm cool, I'll get their approval.
Right.
So I'm trying
Right.
to change that mentality.
All the pick-me's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
No, I appreciate that. We appreciate
yeah, you
that.
guys are
Thank you.
fabulous. And like I said, I wish women were nicer. You know how guys will be like, oh, this guy fucked a kid? Yeah, but he's cool. He's my buddy. Right? Like guys do that because women aren't doing heinous things. I wish we loved each other like men loved each other.
Well, there's no love. Like, have you ever been drunk at a bar and then you meet some like random woman in the bathroom and like you guys are just like complimenting each other back and forth and like hyping each other up? Like, it's such an experience, and like
Very sacred.
That's,
it is
that is
secret.
so
we, need,
beautiful.
we need more of that.
We need to normalize being overly kind to women, even if they're strangers, and then publicly shaming men.
Super shitty to men.
Super
yes.
shitty.
Right. The pendulum has to swing very far in the other
Boom.
direction so we can.
And it's about
Yeah,
we're training
for
them.
sure.
We're training men to kind of their confidence. We want to knock them down a couple notches so they're not creepy.
They need to be in
Yes.
their rightful
We're helping
place,
them.
right? Because they for millennia they've been putting us women down here and then they're up here. Like,
Hardship.
I just want it, like,
I want a hard shift.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I carry a spray bottle around. I just anytime they do something
What is
wrong.
it when you're like women are better than men?
Misandry.
Yeah, it's
Misandry,
misandry.
yeah. I believe in
Yeah.
misandry because the statistics back that up.
That women are better.
Yes.
Period.
Yeah. Okay. We are, like, statistically speaking. And if men, I don't
No,
want men
truly.
to cry. I want men to do better. So if men want to balance
Yeah.
that and have like an equal, all genders should be viewed like the same in quality, they have to do better. You have to just
Right.
do better. And then if you are doing good, tell your fellow man to do better.
Tell your
They have
friends.
to do better.
Tell your
Mhm.
Right.
bros.
And
Yep.
not being a raper is not like anything to be proud of. Like, wow,
Right.
bare
Yes.
minimum. Like, you need to be
That's
calling
not
out
even the
all
bare
of the men
minimum. That's
around you.
negative on the thing, right? So like
Right.
there's 0 and then there's
There's negative.
and rape and stuff is negative. So like 0 is like not rape, and then the plus is like protecting people against
But plus is like,
Right.
I'm not
Yeah,
going to be
yeah.
friends with this guy because he's rapey or a cheater, or I'm going to call
Yeah.
out so and so.
you're gonna call out people for being rapey, cheater, whatever. That's on the plus. 0 is just nothing, and the negative is doing the
Yeah.
rapes.
And at the end of that is like being
Doing
an
the rapes.
advocate. And virtually no men are like on the advocate side where they're like screaming about like
Right.
actually supporting women. And this is why we say all men, because
Yeah.
we need all men to be on board. If you're not raping, that's going to take more than that. And when men say shit like,
Right.
not everybody rapes, so not all men are bad. I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't help.
But it's like, but most of the rapers
They're
are
men.
men.
But you're friends with them. And you're friends with them.
And you
let
ask
it
the girl what she's
happen.
wearing. It's things like that.
Or you let them joke
You don't get
about
mad.
it.
The problem, what I'm noticing for men is they don't get mad when men do bad things.
They don't get angry.
And they need to start getting angry.
It makes the men look bad as a whole, right? Like for me, like if I see someone that looks like me doing something bad, I'm like, don't do that. It makes me look bad. Men need to do the same thing. Do that.
Right. Turn that
Look at
anger
me.
inwards.
Look at me. Do the
Turn
thing.
that-
Do it.
Right.
All
Do
2
it.
of you men who listen.
Shout out to Jim Guy.
Yeah, the gym guy.
Aw, I love that.
So he listens to us every Sunday morning in the gym while he's working out. And like he's been listening to us from the very beginning. I don't know how he found us, but like
Aw.
shout out to Jim Guy.
Yay, Jim Guy.
We love him.
I love
Yeah.
it. Like I said,
Yes.
we're not going to block all the men. I just want them to be just as outraged as we are, because that's how we make change. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Right.
Women
Exactly.
have done the shit. Let me get this straight. We're the reason why we can vote.
We've
We're the
done
reason
enough.
why a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of things have changed in society, but we do need their help. Like if we want to conquer this, and they can't just sit there and go, you're attacking me. Well, guess what? You guys attack us. So this is our way of saying, can you just be angry, please?
Stop that.
Just
Right.
be pissed.
Stop it.
And if they're a good dude, they won't feel butthurt about it because they know you're not talking about them.
Okay, so on that note, I'm gonna go make dinner for my family.
Okay.
I love that.
Get back to the kitchen.
And I'm barefoot.
This was so fun.
Boma, come back any time.
Oh,
Any
This was so
anytime.
amazing. You guys are truly amazing, and I can't wait to just hype the
Oh,
crap
so
out of you
are
guys
you.
tonight. This has been absolutely phenomenal. I appreciate it.
This was so fun. Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for
Thank
coming.
you for coming.
Have a good night.
you.